It's being called an ecological nightmare.
Team 10 troubleshooter Kristen Severance has the toxic plume that some experts say is polluting our drinking water.
This is an area that the plume has migrated to.
Laura Hunter is an activist with Escondido Neighbors United. The group is monitoring an underground toxic plume of chemicals. They're worried. The group says the plume is moving and could affect drinking water.
There's a long list of chemicals that are in the groundwater that have left the site.
The plume's source is the Chatham Brothers Barrel Superfund site, a notorious dumping ground for many decades. 20 years and $39 million later, the site is for the most part cleaned up, paid for by the companies who used the site.
We need more action on the cleanup that has escaped from the site.
Hunter says the plume has been ignored for too long. Chemicals are being found in wells in the area as shallow as 20 feet and as deep as 100 feet.
That's the sampling in the creek.
These engineering geologists from the Regional Water Quality Board are taking samples that are focused on the most prevalent toxin, commonly called TCE, used to remove grease from metal parts.
We know which wells it's in, and then we have wells that it's not in, so we can draw a boundary to this plume.
Test wells show a plume of a toxic chemical known as TCE has moved 600 feet in the past 6 years. Another chemical known as PCE, used primarily for dry cleaning and degreasing, has moved twice as far, 1,200 feet in the last 6 years. Ideally, the Water Board would like it all gone. Maps created for state and local agencies show the plume's size and location. Right now, it appears to be roughly from Gamble Lane in the north to Villa Rancho Parkway to the south, and roughly between the two forks of Felicita Creek. The entire area is dotted with wells where water samples are taken quarterly. Those samples show it's moving south and in some places east and west. Generally, the closer to the barrel yard, the more concentrated the toxins. The water is used for drinking and irrigation.
It's moving this direction and it's affecting wells on the way down.
Fred Progner's home is just north of Lake Hodges. The Hodges Reservoir is part of the region's water supply. His neighbor's well had TCE 2 times the acceptable level. So far, Progner's well is clean, but he's worried about the moving plume and wants officials to do something.
I'm not sure why they're waiting, but something needs to be done.
I'm Team 10 troubleshooter Kristen Severance.
And you can take action to learn more about this. There's a community meeting tomorrow in Escondido at the California Center for the Arts on North Escondido Boulevard. It starts at 6:30.